Hello everyone, this is Hero Stormwolf and welcome back to another Skyrim mods video. This time we're going to be taking a look at 3 mods today. One is the Art of Resurrection, another is Transmogrification, and the last one is Mistress Rings. So for the Art of Resurrection mod, what you will need is 3 things. The Star of Life, the Star of Emotions, and a roll of paper. The first two, the Star of Life and the Star of Emotions, will be in the miscellaneous file whenever you hit a crafting station. For the Star of Emotions, what you will need to craft that is 3 red mountain flowers, 3 blue mountain flowers, 3 purple mountain flowers, a human heart, 3 crimson roots, and a wisp wrapping. For the Star of Life, you will need a filled black soul gem. You will also need 2 butterfly wings, 2 blue butterfly wings, 2 Luna moth wings, and 3 scrolls of heal other. Combine that with a scroll of paper and you will see the Scroll of Resurrection. Once you find a body that you want to resurrect, whether that be a companion, a target you accidentally killed but wanted to capture, or etc., you pick the Scroll of Resurrection. And once you cast the spell, you need to hold it until the end of the whisper has, or the entire whisper of the chant has ended. Once you hear the heartbeats again,
never should have come.
Simply cast a spell and you will resurrect your fallen target. Now the purpose of this is to have a immersive resurrection spell without having to use the console command, because you can simply use the console commands and resurrect, but that can cause problems within save files. So this is a more immersive / safer version of the console command resurrection, plus it's a bit more lore friendly as well. Okay, so the next mod we're going to be showing off is the Transmogrification. What this does is allows you to transfer stats, armor class, and sometimes enchantments from one armor set to another. This is going to be kind of a complicated process, so I do urge you to read the page as well as try and follow along with the video as best as possible. So first thing you need to do is find what armor sets that you want to transfer over. For this example, we're going to be using Toby's war boots, gloves, mask, or not the mask, excuse me, the war outfit, the gloves and the mask, and transferring stats from the Moderer's outfit to these stats here. So what you need to do is go to the mod configuration menu, go to the new option that should be installed once you install the mod called Copy Armor. Here you'll see some options: info, I'll get back to this in a second, control armor, where you'll spend most of your time in this mod, and settings. For settings, this is where you can kind of alter the mod to suit best your needs. Now if you only want to copy light armor to light armor and heavy over to heavy armor, make sure you have this checked. This will copy over from one class to another. So for example, the Toby war outfit is considered a light armor. This will transfer stuff from Moder's outfit to make sure that Toby's outfit is now considered heavy armor, and vice versa. The tempering amount, this means if you have one item tempered at a master level and you want to transfer over that tempered form to the other armor set, you will leave this option checked. Same thing with the enchantments, if you want to copy enchantments from one armor set to another, and if you want to overwrite enchantments. So back to the control armor settings. The first option, called Do It, what this does is takes the stats from the outfit that you are wearing right now, and it will save those stats. Or excuse me, sorry, I got that confused. What it's doing right now is it is saving the armor set that you want to use the Transmogrify armor mod to. Excuse me, got that confused. It's pretty much saving the armor that you're about to transfer stats to. So for this, we're transferring stats to the Toby's war armor. I actually got this part confused the first time I did this video. Now, what you want to do now is equip the armor that you want to transfer the stats from to the armor that you just saved. So for this example, we're going to be putting on the boots, gloves, and outfit from Madara. We're going to go back over to the mod configuration menu, go back to copy armor, and under the control armor settings, here this is where you will select what armor, or excuse me, what enchantment and what class you want to transfer over. So we're going to do the body, the gauntlets, and the boots. As you can see here, it said it copies stats from Madara's outfit to Toby's war outfit. Same thing with the gauntlets. Madara's gloves have been transferred to the Toby's war gloves. And boots. Madara's boots stats have been copied over to Toby's war boot stats. Now, if you want to make sure that it's updated, go back to the control armor and force update of Transmog's armor stats. Now, this will make sure that it's updated if it doesn't seem like it has been updated. As you see, it's going through all the processes. And now everything should be set properly. Now if we go back to Toby's war outfit, you'll see now it has these stats that was previously in Madara's outfit, and it is classified as heavy. This will normally be classified as a, it will be classified as a light armor. It has now been classified as heavy. As you can see here, the same stats from Madara's outfit have been transferred to Toby's. Now, as I said before, this can be altered to fit your playstyle however you see fit. So if you only want to copy the class of armor that it is to best suit your character, say you like a light armor set, but your character only uses heavy armor, you can modify it for that armor to be considered a heavy armor, so you'll get the stat boost that you've put into the perks, and etc, etc. The final mod we're going to be taking a look at today is called Mistress Rings. This is a female character only type mod, and what this does is adds 8 rings to Skyrim. Now these can be either crafted, or you can use the console commands to obtain each one of the rings. The 8 rings in total are Mistress of Chance, Mistress of Flames, Mistress of Frost, Mistress of Light, Mistress of Storms, Mistress of the Past, Mistress of Treachery, and Mistress of Valor. I'll go over each one of the rings themselves and give you a brief overview of what the stats are. You can read what the full stats are in the mod page itself, and I will try and leave a little info bar description on the side of the video with each one of the stats itself. First off, let's start off with the Mistress of Flames. This gives you a 25% increase of damage to all fire spells. It negates all incoming fire damage. If any fire spells used, uses half the magic. Incoming frost damage is doubled. It casts a spell that is familiar to Dragon Flesh, but only does 40% of damage reduction. It casts a better flame cloak in combat, which you can see on the character. It automatically gives you a staff called the Meteor Staff. Whenever you use the staff, it casts a fireball that, when in contact, it makes a oil lamp hazard on the ground for secondary damage. Now this is a lob spell, so it doesn't shoot in a straight line, so you kind of have to adjust your aim. Next up is the Mistress of Frost. What this does is pretty much almost the same thing as the Mistress of Flames, is that if with frost magic, it gives you 25% increase in frost damage, negates incoming frost damage to yourself. Frost spells cost half magicka. Incoming fire damage is doubled. Cast a special similar to Dragon Flesh, which is a 40% reduction in all damage blocked. Or excuse me, 40% reduction of damage. It casts a Frost Cloak in combat. It conjures a volley stick staff, and what the staff does is shoots a 3-pronged frost spell. Next up is Mistress of Storms. Same deal here as with the Mistress of Frost and the Mistress of Flames. It gives you a 25% increase of damage to storm spells, negates shock damage. Storm-based spells cost half the magic. Incoming frost and fire damage will do additional 50% damage. Cast a Dragonflesh Familiar spell, which does a 40% reduction of damage. Gives you the Crack in the Sky Staff, which casts a lightning bolt that explodes on impact and causes secondary damage. Next up is the Mistress of Valor. What this does is gives you weapon swings at 50% faster. Normal attacks do 25% more damage. Power attacks do 100% more damage but use twice as much stamina. Incoming magic damage increased to 150% while not blocking. Cast a familiar Dragonflesh spell that only negates 50% of damage. It conjures a two-handed warhammer called Ghost Hammer. Blocking with the weapon causes a Spellbreaker ward and reduces physical damage by 90%. Although it is to be warned that arrows will do a lot more damage than usual. The Warhammer ignores armor and deals better critical damage than the Daedric Warhammer. There's a 10% chance to knock enemies on their ass while power attacking with the Warhammer. And every rank of the Skull Crusher perk increases the chance to knock down an enemy by 5%. That gives you a 25% chance at max rank. Next up is the Mistress of Treachery. Whenever you use this spell, your illusion spells cost go down by half. Lockpicking windows and the lockpicking window and the pickpocket success increase to 25%. This improves movement speed, but also gives a slight detection to enemies, meaning they can see the light from the staff. Incoming fire damage and frost magic is increased by 50%. When sneaking, you automatically turn invisible for as long as you're uninterrupted. Whenever you equip the spell, you'll have something called the Abomination Staff. What the staff does is sends anyone you hit with it into a dangerous rage. They will outrun you and cut you into pieces with a more dangerous bound sword. I'll give a brief example of that now. Here we have the Imperial Soldier. The staff takes a while to charge, but once fully charged,
Not your best. Huh?
you can see that he is frenzied and he has a more powerful sword. Of course, he cannot see me because I have the other perk of the mod itself. Now, if you use the cast the spell again and hit the target, theoretically, it should break the spell, but it seems it doesn't break the spell for whatever reason. But it's supposed to break the spell whenever they are frenzied. But it does do damage over time. Next up is the Mistress of the Past. Equipping this gives you a reduced cost of all conjuration spells. Incoming magic deals 50% more damage. It casts a Dragonflesh spell that does 40% reduction of all damage. Automatically equips the Pluto Staff. The Pluto Staff conjures a Blutzen and Quell. They are mini Centurions. Seems though you can only cast one at a time. Both these Centurions are faster and have higher stamina than the regular Centurions. They are 1/4 the player's level and max up to level 25. And of course they can fit through doors and hallways, so you can have them actually travel with you as companions for the duration of they are summoned. Next up is the Mistress of Light. When you equip this, you have all restoration spells cost half the magic. You get a 100% poison and disease resistance. It casts a familiar dragon flesh spell. Cast Candlelight automatically when sneaking, as you can see. Incoming magic deals another 50% damage. Automatically conjured and equips the Purify Staff. The Purify Staff casts a beam of concentration spell that deals twice as much damage to undead. Not really ideal for anything living, monsters or dragons or anything like that. It disarms up to level 30 undead and forces them to fight with magic. Has a 5% chance of insta-kill to undead. And the damage dealt is not elemental, so there aren't anything that have to deal with any so any enemies that are immune to certain magical elements such as fire or frost, you don't have to worry about that. And just to give a little brief demonstration of how much damage the staff does, we'll reanimate this corpse here. And we'll shoot him with the staff. As you can see, we died fairly quickly. And the final ring is the Mistress of Chance. Equipping the Mistress of Chance gives you a 70% chance of things either going exceptionally well or terribly wrong. I'm not exactly 100% sure what that means, but I'm sure you'll figure it out once you start playing with the mod itself. It casts a similar Dragonflesh spell, but blocks 40% of incoming damage. It automatically conjures and equips the Coin Toss Staff. The staff casts a soul lob projectile that deals 50% of non-elemental area damage. The staff has a 7% chance to absorb either health, magic, or stamina. It can be all three at once, it just depends. Jackpot absorbs 100% over 10 seconds and runs all independently. The staff has a 70% chance to conjure 3 friendly beefed up magic anomalies for 1 minute and does not count towards the command actor limit. And nearly all attacks and spells have a 7% chance of either doing little damage or double damage. So depending on how lucky you are or how good your chance is, you can either deal a lot more damage, receive a lot more damage, or deal out less damage, receive more damage, etc., etc. These rings are a bit interesting and can add a different type of playstyle to Skyrim. I would recommend some of these rings, such as the Mistress of Frost, Flames, or Storms if you're playing that type of mage build. Maybe even if you're playing as the cleric, have the Mistress of Light. I'm not 100% a fan of the things such as the Mistress of Chance or the Mistress of Valor, but it is something to play around with, and I think they can add a little bit more to certain playstyles within Skyrim. If you've enjoyed the mods I've shown off today, I will leave a link in the description down below for each one of the mods I have shown off. If you do decide to use the mod, please be sure to endorse the mod itself. That spreads out the word of the mod to other people that might be interested in it. And if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike the video, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.